Good morning, Poudre Education Association. Well, the word is out. The budget outlook for next year is kind of bleak. Sky isn't falling, but the likelihood of significant increases in revenue do not look promising. Been talking to a lot of members lately, and oftentimes the question comes up, so what about the pot money? Some of you seem a little bit paranoid about where this pot money is going. This is what I want to tell you today. The thought of pot taxes doing much of anything to improve education in Poudre School District is a hallucination at best. Here's the history. In 2012, Colorado voters passed Amendment 64 by a large margin, 55 to 45%. That amendment allowed recreational marijuana to be regulated like alcohol. Voters were also told that up to $40 million in excise taxes would be given to our schools. Now, this excise tax is just a tiny portion of the total amount taxes that people pay when they buy marijuana. We just get a little tiny piece of it, a pinner, if you will. Here's the real deal. As PSD is jonesing for money for our schools, there are at least two major problems with pot money. First of all, this excise tax has yet to come even close to raising $40 million. Last year it only brought in $12.6 million. This year it's a little bit better. It's doing $25 million. The way this money gets to schools is through what's called a BEST grant, which stands for Building Excellent Schools Today. And these BEST grants are designated for capital construction only. And so it's meant for those schools that are really falling apart. Now, the schools in PSD are in pretty good shape. Up until this year, we have never even applied for one of those BEST grants. But this year, we are applying for a $309,000 grant that will replace fire alarms, smoke alarms, horns, and strobes in some of our buildings. Attached to this email is a detail of how that money would be spent if we get it. I hope we get it. Pot money for smoke alarms? That makes sense. Pot money is not the answer. Constitutional reform and fixing Tabor is the only real hope for our kids and our schools. Consider the negative factor. The negative factor is the difference between the amount of money that we are getting from the state and the amount we should be getting under Amendment 23. That number is just about $1 billion. In PSD, the accumulated shortfalls of the negative factor are now adding up to just about an entire year's operating expenses. Pot money, even if it could fund things beyond capital construction, is only 2.5% of $1 billion. Nope, there is no hope in reefer, only in reform. Constitutional reform is the only way we can adequately fund public education in Colorado. So pay attention, November is coming. In the meantime, spring break is coming. Be healthy, get some rest, and we'll see you in the fourth quarter. Thanks. Bye.
No one can stop us now. We are just our